In this video, I'm gonna share with you everything that I would do as a brand new agent to take one listing a week. That sounds amazing, doesn't it? I came up with 14 points. It's in essence a blueprint for a brand new real estate agent. So here we go. Point number 1. You just got a real estate license. One of the first decisions you have to make is, what company are you gonna work with? Who's gonna be your broker? And I wrote this down. The truth is, as far as how much business you will do, that decision doesn't matter. In essence, the broker you choose is not going to affect how much business you do. Now, it will affect how much income you make, because obviously whatever split you're on with this broker is gonna impact your net, meaning your gross commission versus what the broker takes and what your monthly or quarterly business expenses, however they present that to you, obviously that's gonna impact your bottom line. And then I wrote this down. You are on your own. This is why the broker you choose will not make a difference in how much business you do, because the broker, the company, is not gonna give you business. Some companies may give you some leads, mostly buyers' leads. You have to convert them. And if they give you leads, they're gonna charge you for it in addition to whatever split and expenses you have. So it's not like they're giving you free business, and they're not gonna give you listings. I have to assume that you are watching this video on my channel because you wanna be a listing agent. I mean, this video is about how to start taking one listing a week as a brand new agent. Now, some brokers will tell you that they will train you. Actually, that's a common way that brokers want to attract brand new real estate agents. The training they provide might be in terms of how to fill out paperwork, listing agreements, buyer agreements, like more of that legal stuff. But they're not going to teach you the skills required to take listings. That's not going to happen. Now, some companies may provide that kind of training, skills and listings and whatever. It's going to cost you money. It won't be free. And I can tell you, from having coached for 10 years for what was considered, and probably still is considered, the #1 real estate training company in the country, it doesn't work. It's ineffective. So first of all, it's not free, and then it's ineffective. So choose wisely who your broker will be, because again, it's going to impact your bottom line. As far as everything else is concerned, remember this: you are on your own. Here's point number 2. I would not join a team. I have that question asked of me very often. Should I join a team? Should I work by myself? Obviously, that's a personal decision. I would not join a team, and here's why. It's expensive. They're probably gonna take about 50% of any commissions that you earn, or maybe even more. And most teams are gonna want you to be a buyer's agent. So they may give you some buyer leads. Leads is not like a client that's ready, willing, and able. I'm gonna talk more about this in another point. So it's gonna cost you a lot of money, and you're gonna end up being a buyer's agent. Again, you're not here because you wanna be a buyer's agent. Now, that's the downside of joining a team. Here's the downside or potential downside of being a single agent and working on your own. Being a single agent means you're working independently of anyone, and that requires initiative and discipline. So you have to decide for yourself, do I have initiative? Because you're gonna wake up every day and I got nothing going on. I gotta go figure it out. I gotta go find it. I gotta learn what I need to learn. You're gonna have to be the one causing things to happen, and that requires discipline. So if you don't have it right now, it doesn't mean that you cannot develop it. If you don't have the initiative and discipline, and you're committed to figuring out how to become a disciplined person who takes action, who's not a procrastinator, who doesn't sit around waiting for things to happen, you can have amazing success as a single agent. Now, if you're not that kind of person, and you just want somebody to tell you what to do, and you want to feel cozy, well, then you might have to join a team. I never did, and I would not. Point number 3, hire a coach exclusively to learn the skills required to start listing and selling homes immediately. Then I wrote down your number one priority. My number one priority was, and it would be, and I assume is yours, is to make money. Nothing else matters. It's not like I want to start making money 3 or 6 months from now. No, I want to start making money on day 1. And that's going to require skills. And here are the skills required. Here's what you're going to hire a coach to teach you what to do. Prospect, handle objections, pre-qualify the listing appointments that you set, go on these appointments and make an incredibly powerful listing presentation, and get price reductions. Those are the skills that you need to learn immediately. Hire a coach that can teach you that, nothing else. Everything else, there are some other things you're going to need to learn and do. Learn as you go. Learn as you go, because the truth is, if you don't start making money immediately, you're going to be out of real estate soon, because you can't, I assume you're doing this because you want to go start maybe making a living, but you want to go beyond that. So number one priority, making money. Point number 4, find an agent that you can model, who will go or would go with you on listing appointments. Now, I say this, first of all, this is not going to be easy to find, but it's okay. I'll get to that. An agent that you can learn from on your first few listing appointments. Split the commission with this agent. It's fine. You're paying for training. And this is important because a lot of new real estate agents, one of the reasons why they don't want to prospect or they're afraid to prospect is because they don't know how to make a listing presentation. They're actually afraid to set an appointment, show up, and not know what to do. But here's why this is not easy. You have to find an agent that you can learn from, who is familiar with the scripts you're using to set appointments, especially if you're using my scripts, because they're not like everybody else's script that you just show up and you talk with no purpose or goal in mind. My scripts for setting appointments with FSBOs, with expires, the pre-qualifying script, no matter who it is focused and designed for you to show up and show value and how you're different and why they should hire you. So this agent would have to understand all of that. Otherwise, it would be a waste of your time. Now, I wrote this down. This would be great if you can find this person. Look, ask around, ask your broker, figure it out. But it's not necessary. I never had that personally. I hired a coach I didn't learn too much from the coach, but I learned from the company, and I learned a lot about mindset, and there are some coaches that I learned a lot of skills from. But the bottom line is I never had somebody that I could model on listing appointments. I started going out there, setting appointments, and figuring it out. So don't be afraid of that. When you're a brand new agent, you're not supposed to know how to do everything. You set appointments, you get out there, you do your very best. And you're gonna take some listings and some you're not, and you're gonna learn and you're gonna do better the next time. And that's just the way it is. Number 5, buy one beautiful suit. Doesn't matter what your gender is, buy a beautiful and professional suit, an outfit for you to wear on your listing appointments. I had one. I actually, on listing appointments, wore the same suit like for a couple of years. I loved it. It was gorgeous. It looked so good. I looked so professional. And so I wore it until like it was falling apart. Dress and look professionally. You cannot show up in any other way. So when I say dress and look professional, in every way, what you are wearing, what your hair looks like, your shoes, your car, the paperwork that you're gonna take out, forms and listing agreement, everything needs to be professional. Your car needs to be clean. Now, I know some people may say, well, you know, a lot of people dress casual these days. Maybe you're watching reality TV, real estate shows and reality TV, and you see Josh Altman from Million Dollar Listing LA, get out of his $500,000 Rolls Royce wearing just a pair of jeans and a shirt, and you go, well, if he can do it, I could do it. When you are making millions of dollars a year and driving a $500,000 Rolls Royce, maybe you can think about dressing a little more casual. And even though you see some of these agents, again, reality TV, dressed somewhat casual, they're still really well presented and professional. Until you get to that level of income, you need to show up as the agent that they want to hire. And sellers want to hire a professional. And from the moment that you park your car in front of their house, they're sizing you up in every way. Subconsciously, they're looking at your car, they're looking at you, they're looking at your posture, they're looking at the smile on your face, the handshake. Everything matters. And when you're a new agent, you need to show up as professional as possible. Point number 6, buying leads is a trap. Most leads that you will get, if you decide to buy leads, I don't care who you buy them from, they will be buyer leads. And buyer leads, maybe you know this or maybe not, 96% of so-called buyer leads are not ready, willing, and able. What does it mean? That if you show them the perfect house today, they're not able to buy it. They're not ready, they're not willing, they're not able to buy it. Now, I also assume that if you were to consider buying leads, you would want them to be seller leads, right? That's why you're here. Here's a thought for you. You don't need to buy seller leads. They are easily and readily available to you. You just have to call them. Expired listings are readily available. These are seller leads, hot seller leads. For sale by owners, these are the 2 hottest seller leads that exist. You don't need to buy them. They're out there. All you have to do is call them. And even if, let's say you were buying leads and somebody gave you a seller lead, you would have to call them. And then you'd have to handle some of their objections, and you got to go out and pre-qualify and make a listing presentation and price this property correctly. It doesn't matter where the lead is coming from. The skills that I talked to you about a few minutes ago that you must focus on developing starting immediately. You would need those skills no matter where the lead is coming from. The point is, why? So think about this. Think this through. I was thinking about it. Okay. You pay for leads. You get buyer leads, which is not what you want. Can somebody explain to me the point of that? You're paying for something and you're not even getting what you want. And there's no need to pay for it anyhow. Remember, 96% of buyers are not ready, willing, and able. And great listing agents have an 80% selling ratio on their listings taken, meaning about 80% of the listings they take, great listing agents, they sell. I mean, this is a no-brainer. There's no question where you need to put your focus on. Buying leads is a huge waste of your time and money. Point number 7. Let's talk about social media. Social media is actually a great marketing tool for yourself. No doubt about it. The challenge is that, and this not very many people talk about, is how much time, energy, effort, and money do you have to put in to figure out, because for social media to be a great marketing tool for you, you got to figure out how to market to your ideal client. You have to learn the analytics of whatever type of social media you're going to be involved in. You have to figure out the right message and the right delivery of this message. You got to create funnels so that you can build a relationship of trust in a way that it's automated, which requires funnels. And trust me, they're not easy to create. And then when you get a lead, you're going to have to call them. You're going to have to speak with them eventually. Okay? So again, social media, it's not like it's going to just give you a bunch of business without you putting the time, energy, effort, money, and figuring all of this out. And then in the end, you still got to talk to them, you got to handle objections, you got to set an appointment, you got to pre-qualify, you got to go out and make a powerful presentation, you got to price it right. You can't get away from that, okay? If that's what you're trying to get away from, there's no getting away from it. Another challenge is that you are throwing a wide net when you're working or trying to get business social media without knowing when you're going to start making money. And I talked about this earlier. You don't want to start making money 3 or 6 months from now. You want it now. FSBOs and expireds are immediate business. There are many ways to prospect, many people you can talk to. I teach a lot of different things in my training, but I focus on the skills that I've been talking to you about. And I put a lot of emphasis on FSBOs and expireds because it's now. And nobody wants to wait months before they start making money. Point number 8, don't do open houses. Now, I know that everything that I'm talking to you probably goes against most of what you're hearing from, I don't know, your broker, other agents that you should be doing. Why not do open houses? Before I tell you why not, and I'm going to also tell you if you were to consider an effective way of doing it. Now, doing open houses would be better than not talking to anyone, because some people might walk in and then you can talk to them. You still can't get away from talking to people. So it would be better than not doing anything in terms of communicating with prospects. But the challenge is that the way that 99.9% of agents do open houses is completely ineffective. So Is there a way to do an effective open house? I wrote this down. Yes. Number one is you need a well-priced property, write this down, in an easily accessible and desirable location in a low inventory market. And ideally, this open house, this property would be high price. You're not going to hold an open house on a, I don't know, $50,000 condo. So a high-priced property and in a community, this is really critical, what I'm going to say to you right now, where you desire to establish yourself as an expert. In essence, an area that you want you want this to be like your geographic farm, not in the traditional way that people farm, like mailing stuff. That could be part of it, and a lot of it can be done via email, but you're gonna have to call, you're gonna have to door knock. So it would have to be in an area where you're looking to create that kind of exposure for yourself. So open houses, in essence, would make sense as far as a bigger campaign to dominate a geographic area. Without these prerequisites, it's a waste of your time. Point number 9, don't attend office meetings. I know it's controversial, goes against everything they're telling you to do. 99% of office meetings do not help you improve your sales skills, get clients, or make money. That's the truth. The purpose of office meetings in general is to create camaraderie, so you feel supported. If you want to attend them, go for it. Just make sure that it doesn't conflict with your prospecting time. That's a challenge because most offices do their meetings in the morning, which you're supposed to be on the phone. So it doesn't conflict with your prospecting time, and it won't be instead of you actually hiring a coach to teach you the skills to start getting clients and making money, because you're not going to learn that in an office meeting. Point number 10. Love this one. I love all of them. They're actually not in order of importance, okay? Don't expect anything from anyone. Boy, did I learn this the hard way. In essence, whatever needs to be done, do it yourself and do it now. It's not tomorrow. There's no procrastinating. Hear me again. Whatever has to be done, do it yourself and do it now. Understand that no one is going to come to save you. It's not going to happen. You are an independent contractor, and therefore you are fully responsible for your business and your income. If you procrastinate, you'll pay the price. And that price could be getting out of real estate. Number 11, move away from having a victim mindset. Every human being deals with personal challenges. Everyone. It's not just you, and yours are not worse than anybody else's. Your personal life should not dictate how much business you do. Or, in addition to having personal challenges, you'll also have financial challenges. And trust me, when you start earning business, making a lot of money, money helps solve some problems, not all of them, but it certainly helps. There are a lot of things that you can actually do when you have money. You don't want to have personal problems and then have financial problems also. Remember this, the real estate market is cyclical. And I'm talking about the market now because a lot of people, they're victims of the real estate market. The market is cyclical, and it should have no impact in how much money you can make. Your strategy may change slightly, But I can tell you that in every single real estate market, and I've been at this for 28 years, skilled agents who take responsibility for their own success thrive. I've seen it over and over and over again. No one has any tools or data or knowledge that you cannot have access to. If you take full responsibility for everything, you'll find all the answers that you need. There's no secret out there. Nobody's keeping anything from you. You just have to have the initiative that I talked about in the beginning to go out and find them. So don't be a victim of anyone or any circumstances. And don't blame yourself either. That's useless. Hold yourself accountable to doing the work required to succeed. And when you take responsibility, you are in control of your career and your life. Taking responsibility is where it's at. Point number 12. Surround yourself with big thinkers. Do not spend any time with people that contradict your goals. The naysayers that keep saying that's not gonna work. Oh yeah, I tried. Get away from those types of people. It's toxic for you. Surround yourself with people that have high standards, that are positive, that are always learning and growing, because that's what you're after. If you hang out and hang around negative people, you become negative. You hang around positive people, you become more positive. Point number 13, hire an assistant immediately, or you are the assistant. Oh, I don't have an assistant. Yes, you do. It's you. Now, if you cannot afford an assistant, absolutely cannot, at the very minimum, use a transaction coordinator. Do not get involved in the transactions. Once properties go under contract, you gotta delegate the rest. You are a producer. You're not an assistant. And if you start doing the assistant work, you'll be completely distracted. You're gonna stop producing, and a month or two from now, you'll have no income. And point number 14, the last one. Spend 80% of your time on activities that make you money. Prioritize making money. There are income producing activities and income servicing activities. 80% of your day on income producing. And these activities are prospecting, which is talking to people to find someone who wants to sell, lead follow-up, and going on listing appointments. These are the activities that make you money. I trust that these points are going to be very helpful for you to start taking one listing a week immediately. Put your comments, questions below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.